Welcome to the first broadcast of Indie Till Death, a tribute to Deep Elm Records. I'm your host, Alan Wayne, and what you just heard right there was Moonlit Sailor, Colors in Stereo, from their album Colors in Stereo. Moonlit Sailor put out about 4 albums. Actually, they did put out 4 albums on the Deep Elm label. Footprint of Feelings, which was their first album on the Deep Elm label. Followed by So Close to Life, Colors in Stereo, and their most recent effort, We Come from Exploding Stars. So Moonlit Sailor there, amazing collaboration of instruments together to form what some would say is perfect post-rock. Now, for those of you listening for the first time and who don't know what I'm talking about, I want to tell you a little bit about a record label. And you're going to wonder, why is he telling us about a record label? Well, there's a great story behind this record label, and I'll tell you right now. In 1994, a young man decided to, basically leave everything behind. He was a very successful man in business. Some would say, why would you do that? Why would you leave a successful business? His heart wasn't in it. He didn't want to do this for the rest of his life, and he saw one show. And that changed his whole life. He went from a banker to somebody who wanted to run a record label and run it the way that he wanted to run it, completely for the artists and for the fans. An amalgamation of the two, which I've never seen in any other record label. That was 22 years ago, a young man beating his feet on the street, going out and finding bands, asking them if they wanted to sign. He started out with just a couple of 45s in a backpack. Now, 22 years later, the name Deep Elm Records is synonymous with complete independence and amazing music. So you're going to be hearing some music from the Deep Elm label and get a little taste of what the artist is all about, a little bit of information. Of course, I have to let you guys know at the top of the show, and I'm not going to repeat it every single time like I did on previous podcasts, that you can name your price on anything you hear on this broadcast. You can name your price. Complete 100% independence from pretty much the only independent label that matters, Deep Elm Records. So go to www.deepelm.com. If you heard something here, you can check it out on the playlist. You hear something here, you go there, you buy it. You get it digitally for your own price. Now, you could give as much as you like. It doesn't matter. It goes to the artists, and it goes to basically helping this wonderful record label continue to break brand new acts and put out great music. Some of the best music that's out there, honestly. I'm a music freak. I listen to everything from old country to brand new electronic music. I listen to everything in between. And I have to say, the Deep Elm label, once I knew about them, they never shook me. I couldn't shake them. I wanted to know more about the Deep Elm label, almost to a weird level. But I love this label. I know a lot of people love this label and the artists. That's why I'm asking you to, if you hear anything you like here, I'll give you enough information to go to deepelm.com and make that purchase. And tonight we actually do have a very special treat for this first episode. It's brand new music from the Deep Elm label, from a recently signed band, from a band that was just signed to the Deep Elm label. And their album is up for pre-order. I've got my copy, and I suggest you get yours. But I don't expect you to not, just throw your money away. I don't expect you to throw your money away. I don't expect you to buy something without listening to it. So I'm going to give you a preview of this brand new Deep Elm artist. 22 years later, and Deep Elm Records is not only surviving, but thriving. One visit to their website, and you'll know why. www.deepelm.com. Tonight I'm going to play some of my favorites. They come from all different time periods of the Deep Elm label, and these are just my favorite songs. These are my favorite songs and some of my favorite acts. Personally, I think every act that Deep Elm signs is great. I haven't seen an act yet that's been a bust, but I do have my favorites, so you're going to hear those tonight. One of those favorites is a band called Again for the Win out of Texas. We know the hard times they've been having in Texas, so if you get the chance, or actually when you get the chance, there's several opportunities to donate to the effort to clean up after Hurricane Harvey made a mess over there. Just go give them some money, whatever you can. $5, $10, $20, whatever you can muster. Please do donate to this cause. Now, this band, Again for the Win, is a very interesting collaboration of punk rock and piano and melody. One thing you'll notice about Deep Elm Records, it is not typical by any stretch of the imagination. The music can be best described as emotional fuel. Whatever act you hear on Deep Elm, you bet your bottom dollar that it is going to inspire you and make you want to go out and do something. That is part of the greatness of Deep Elm Records. So without further ado, this is from their first release. This is Again for the Win. You can, of course, find this on the Deep Elm website. Name your price on... Doggone it, I said I wasn't going to mention that, but I did again. Well, I can't stress enough. Name your price, www.deepelm.com. Here is Dude Seriously, Wake Up by Texas-based band Again for the Win.
Look, all I'm saying is everybody walked into the hotel room and he was sitting there in his own pile of eating off.
Dude, seriously?
What if your windowsill and your bed were the same things? What could you place on something like that? What if oh, my heart always said the right things, I swear. It's getting closer every day. Every dream I've ever had has happened. I miss you every day. Wake up, it's another year, and I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. Wake up, if you're full of fear, I swear you won't be for long. Keys and locks, it's like we're always solving puzzles through oak doors and dreams you never had. Remember standing still at a sunset and an alley. It's where I still stand every 6 p.m. Wake up, it's another year, and I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. Wake up, if you're full of fear, I swear you won't be for long.
An album humbly titled Bonus Deluxe Version. That is Again for the Win with Dude Seriously, Wake Up. Next you'll be hearing from Camber, an interesting group that has an interesting backstory. They were the very first band that signed full-time to the Deep Elm label, and this must have been quite an achievement for the label to have their first full-time band on the label, and they lasted for quite some time. Camber was on the first sampler that was released by the Deep Elm label, and they had a couple of records on the Deep Elm label, and it was great music as always. And I would say go check them out on the website. Either pick up the first sampler or pick up the 45s album, or pick out the album Hollowed Out, which, let's see. Actually, there was an album called Hollowed Out, but the song is called Hollowed Out. I believe it was off of the Beautiful Charade record, but you can go ahead, check it out, stream it. If you like this song as much as I do, you're going to be pulling your wallet out. This is Hollowed Out by Camber, here on Indie Till Death. That was Hollowed Out by Camber from their debut album, A Beautiful Charade. This is Indie Till Death, and up next we're going to play something from Eric Diedrich's project known as Carrie Clara off of their first release, Miniature American Model Society. And this this music is representative of what the Deep Elm label is. Ahead of its time, basically trend setting. This album, when it came out, this was before this was before anything you hear today, definitely. And you'll hear that. You'll hear like, wow, this could have been recorded 15 minutes ago by somebody. But it was more recorded, well, I'm not going to say how long because it doesn't matter. The music is timeless. Just give it a listen. This is Carrie Clara, spelled Cariclara, from Miniature American Model Society, and this is called Safe.
I remember when I could look away. For a moment we were young, where shadows still remain. Now it's so hard to breathe, tracing faint memories.
Excellent track there from Carrie Clara. That was Safe here on Indie Till Death. Just scanning around looking at the build-up for the brand new signing for Deep Elm Records, and looks like there's quite a bit of excitement about it. A lot of folks talking about it, and really cool stuff from this new band, which you're going to hear later on in the broadcast. But right now I'm going to play Cast Before the Break, which features my buddy Jordan, who I've spoken to on a number of occasions. He is a really cool guy. Went from this band to a band called Accents with his girlfriend at the time, later on wife, and then they put a couple of records out on Deep Elm, which you'll be hearing some tracks at some point, I'm sure. And then they put a couple tracks out and decided to kind of scale it back, go for more of a folk sound. And really, I mean, anything that these folks from Cast Before the Break and Accents, anything that they touched was really gold. I mean, anything that they did, anything that they tried, they did very, very well at. So without further ado, I'm going to play this track from Cast Before the Break. This is available on the website for your own price, so don't be cheap. Go ahead. While you're donating for those folks at Hurricane Harvey, make sure you pick up some really good music at www.deepelm.com. See, I can't stop mentioning that. I have to drive the point home. Just let me know if I'm getting annoying. Email me at alanwaynemedia@gmail.com or tweet me at alanwaynemedia, and let me know if that bothers you. My consistent insistence on you just going and buying these tracks and supporting these artists and this wonderful label. All right, Canyons, the Cast Before the Break, here on Indie Till Death. the cast before the break, that was Canyons here on Indie Till Death. One of the most influential signings that Deep Elm had ever made was the Appleseed Cast. The Appleseed Cast out of Kansas was a revolutionary band, to say the least. Their sound was something that was unheard of at the time, and they were signed to Deep Elm, and they became one of the cornerstones of this label. From the Post-Rockology sampler, or rather Post-Rockology compilation, rather, this is the Appleseed Cast with Steps and Numbers on Indie Till Death.
Did you
Musical Mastery by the Appleseed Cast. Steps and Numbers, also available on their iconic album Low Level Owl Volume 1. This is Till Death, and I promised you that before the end of the evening, I would debut some brand new Deep Elm material. This is a band out of Pensacola, Florida, and this band just signifies the eclectic nature of Deep Elm Records. Truly something for everyone on this label. Their album comes out September 29th, but you can pre-order it now at www.deepelm.com. This is a track called Me and Dead Owls Don't Give a Hoot, and the band is called Kid You Not, the latest signing of Deep Elm Records. This will conclude the first Indie Till Death broadcast. Stay tuned for more every Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. Tune in live for more wonderful music and fascinating facts about the Deep Elm label. I'm your host, Alan Wayne, and here is Kid You Not, Me and Dead Owls Don't Give a Hoot.
We're desperate to change.